Well, it was very important for us to learn from last year because last year was different from everything we've experienced before. And this year we wanted to bring back the experience we used to. So for sure it was regarding the terraces that are behind me. There was a lot of work being done with the firefighters this year to make sure that when there's inspection, they are done at the proper time and not when there is an event like Formula One. Except, of course, if there's an exception of a real incident, but in otherwise it has to be done differently. And I have to say, the good thing with that is that it helped us to improve not only the process for during the Grand Prix, but how do we do inspection throughout the year in a way that is supportive of businesses and bars and restaurants. So it was a good learning.
And that is our mayor, Valérie Plante. She was speaking with CTV Montreal's Maya Johnson, live from Peel Street on Thursday. Well, for many businesses, F1 weekend is the biggest weekend of the year, especially for restaurants and bars in the downtown core. Last year, of course, was pretty much a disaster. Not only was the weather awful, but several terrasses on Peel Street were shut down by the fire department right in the middle of festivities. I mean, diners had to leave. The city, as you heard, promised it's going to be better this year. Alain Creton is the owner of Chez Alexandre, which is on Peel Street, right in the middle of the action. And perhaps we've lost him. He's also the head of the Downtown Merchants Association. So we will get him back on the line. But just to remind you about what happened last year, there were problems at the racetrack, first of all, because the weather was terrible. And so there was flooding on the track. So the not just, patrons of restaurants and bars were complaining, but also they had problems with the track. And then the terrasse, many of them had to close. One of those was owned by Alain Creton. I think we've got him back on the line. Good morning, Mr. Creton.
Good morning, good morning.
Oh, you sound like you're in a good mood. How's everything looking this year?
Well, the night was very short, and I could see all the tourist friends from different parts of the world. They are all back in Montreal, and a lot of Americans, by the way. At least on Peel Street at Alexandre. And it was a fun night. Everybody was dancing. They were so fun, and the police have to pass by, and they say they cannot just dance on the sidewalk. They have to dance inside, but not on the sidewalk. I say, okay, I'm going to put the DJ down a little bit, and then I tell the people, I'm sorry, get inside, but you cannot you cannot dance outside and having a good time. But anyway, everything, the police was very polite and very helpful.
Right. Okay. So how did that contrast with last year? What happened last year?
Well, what happened last year, first, the tent was too close, 1 feet too close of the immeuble. And then the fire department, escort by the police, they tell us, people cannot stay in the terrace, they have to get out. And it was very, very awful for Ferreira, myself, Vasco, plus Iberica. All of us, we were have to close the terrace and tell... but it's not only to close the terrace last year. It was very, very embarrassing. You have guests from all over the world in the middle of the food, and they say, no way, you have to get out. You feel like the old time in a discotheque, like it's too many people, you have to get out. Yeah. So it was just a little bit too much. And, what was after, big scandal all over the world because, with the social réseau now, everything goes so fast and it was embarrassing for the city and for all of us. But this year, the mayoress, she was with us last night. At 5 o'clock she passed by and she wished us a good Grand Prix, and she said nothing won't be wrong. And it's the gentleman, Mr. Savard, is in charge in case we have something doesn't go the way it's supposed to go. We could always reach him by phone. So that's a good news. So
you've got a point man. And how confident are you that is true?
Oh, no. It's no. No, this time, not only the mayoress, she's the mayoress of Montreal, but she also the mayoress responsible, she's the mayoress of downtown.
Ville-Marie, of course.
Ville-Marie. Mm-hmm. So definitely, she was here, and the director of the cabinet, everyone was around her. And so far, like Mr. Sava, we have a long conversation 3 days ago, and he said, Alan, I spoke with everybody. I spoke with all the taxi driver. I spoke with the people from who came directly with a special pass at the Casino of Montreal, and also the Uber. He said the Uber people give them a headache last year. So, but he said this time we did have a meeting a few months ago, and everybody know where to go and how to get the people safe.
Yeah.
And as you know, the metro is working too.
Yes. It's interesting, though, that you mentioned, so many different factors affect your business, including Uber, right? I'm guessing that they just had, what do they call it, surge pricing or?
Probably, yes. And I don't know what was going on last year, but supposed to be this year. Everything's going well so far. Right. We passed Thursday. Today, it's the main day, so a lot of people are going to go all on the track, and people are going to pass by around 3 or 3:30. I know we received the head of Ferrari. They're going to come on Peel Street at Alexandre for a nice meal. There are 13 people. And so I know that's what is going to be over around 3 or 3:30.
Yeah.
And then we're going to all have a good time. Not only me, but everybody in Montreal, and all restaurateurs all over the Montreal are very, very pleased.
It sounds like you're in for another short night, Mr. Creton. Can I ask, just before I let you go, how important is this weekend for your business? Because we hear that, this weekend can make or break businesses.
Well, I always tell you, and it's a true story. It's more than half of my profit. It's coming from the Grand Prix of the year.
Wow.
Half of my profit of the year is going to the Grand Prix. In Montreal, in a restaurant business, we are happy, But people who own one restaurant, they never get rich. They have a good time, they have a good life, they have a good family, and they work hard. But they never get rich. That's what many people get all together, and they have a franchise, and that's the way to get really rich. But myself, I consider myself very rich because I got a beautiful family, 4 kids, and I love what I'm doing it. So,
all right.
We'll
leave it there. Monsieur Creton, merci beaucoup.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Bye.
To all of us.
That is Alain Creton. He's the owner of Chez Alexandre, which is on Peel Street, of course. He's also the head of the Downtown Merchants Association, and you heard the mayor at the beginning there assuring merchants that we will not see a repeat of last year. And Monsieur Creton seems convinced of that. So let's wish all those businesses a really good Grand Prix.